Hi, this is Victoria and Gameful Project Management video or coffee break number 6. And today I would like to talk to you about my credentials. Why am I qualified to talk about that? Although when I was preparing the video and reading through the corresponding chapter in this book, Gameful Project Management, I became aware of things that in games, actually, we don't often ask for credentials. We just, challenge the other person to play a game with us and then just see how much they play. We might talk about it, but there is not so much weight about experience and credentials as it is in real life. So I started contemplating whether it's possible to organize some kind of games, when you employ someone or start working with them. Or maybe someone is just natural in starting something. So I think it's coming more and more in real life too, this kind of approaches. But still, why should you embark on that adventure with Gameful Project Management? Why should you trust me? Well, the first thing that maybe worked for me is that I'm the first one to define self-gamification. So using self and gamification together, I Googled and found I was the only one. So at the beginning, so it was very interesting. Then I might be the first one to define gameful project management as a term, and also self-motivational games. I gave it a definition for that. So I haven't seen before somewhere else. So these are this gives me credit, but there are also other things. For example, if we talk about game design and gamification design and so on, I don't have a background on that, neither in psychology. But the self-gamification approach is about bringing anthropology, kaizen, and gamification together. And there I have some experience, for example, with anthropology, especially studying myself non-judgmentally, as anthropologists would do, and the world around me. I started that in 2011 as soon as I read the book, or probably during reading the book, because the ideas were so brilliant. The book is Being Here by award-winning authors and seminar leaders, and they make so many resources, Ariel and Shahar Kane. So this is when I learned about it, and and that's been an amazing adventure ever since. Then I started applying Kaizen and gamification even before I heard the word. When I heard the word gamification, I said, "Gamey what?" So that was quite interesting. So I published a book which is called 5-Minute Perseverance Game, even before I heard these both terms. But when I heard them and started reading about them, that became quite an enrichment of all that, and I saw the synergy. I published a book on the whole approach, Self-Gamification Happiness Formula, in 2019. So this is where the whole approach, riped, you could say. Yes, and this year I provide or write more and more books on certain, like you could say, case studies or certain areas, like, for example, gameful project management here. Let's talk about project management experience. That was quite interesting to recall too. So professionally, I have been leading many projects and teams, from very small to very big, international. And the international was in the community called S1000D. It's an international specification for technical documentations, and it is applied by many industries, civil and defense. And I have been representing German defense in the S1000D working groups and led the business rules working group for 12 years since its start until I resigned to take care of my business. And I'm still the member, and I create books for this community. And business rules is nothing else than project management. It is business rules are the knowledge base of all decisions you make, how to implement this standard. And there are hundreds and hundreds of decision points there. But when I was started recalling my experience with project management for this book, that was really fun, because I discovered that I was doing already in school. And I was, for example, doing some sewing projects for the younger girls, and I was preparing, getting all the resources and getting some consulting from my mom. So that was the start. Then there were like school organizations in the former Soviet Union. There were like Oktyabryonak, Pioneers. You probably heard of them, and then Komsomol. And I was leading those kind of groups and volunteering for that. So there was, and then we had projects, of course, and then later, when I was doing my PhD studies, in University of Darmstadt, I was appointed as a coordinator of the lab and also the clean room there. So that's and of course connected to work. There were like building or taking care of building a new clean room for a small company. So that were some experiences. But when I was reading now and learning, well, not only now, but also before, for project management, self-management, but also project management, all different techniques, especially when you start reading a book, you research. So when I was researching, I found an interesting book called Project Management for Unofficial Project Managers. And I was curious and like, oh, okay, what is unofficial project manager? And the definition is that if you didn't have any formal education to be a project manager, then you are an unofficial one. Projects are everywhere. We have personal projects like wedding planning or something like that. And you are a project manager, as I said, from school or even before. You have certain, projects or something you want to do, and you think how to do that. So you're already a project manager. So that starts very early. But I am one of the unofficial ones. I didn't have formal studies except maybe some kind of learning some kind of tools like SAP or of course S1000D. I learned it, and I also taught many courses in that. So I have experience in all that, and I learned about different tools, but I didn't have a formal and organized course for that. So yes, these are my experiences, and actually now learning more about project management and also looking how it has been taught, and also now having experience with playing games and turning into games, I had a lot of interesting new epiphanies than what I had before when I learned different things and techniques. Yeah, so on that will be some more later in the series. And in the next video, we will talk about the reasons why it really makes sense to turn project management into games. What can it bring to us? And there are a lot of reasons on that. And but until then, I wish you a lot of fun. If you already started turning maybe into games, or just trying out and being curious about that. But also, I invite you to think about your experiences in project management. Maybe you're also an unofficial project manager, or did you have something to do with games? So if you have that, then think of your gameful, as I mentioned in the last video, your gameful epiphanies for today. So think of them, share them with me if you like, and have a great day, and see you in the next video.